Silver State Trains here. I'm going to do some work on my layout here. I'm going to try to hook up my programming track here, as well as, so it's been a little over a week since I've ran my trains, but everything was running pretty decently. So I'm going to look to see what kind of feeders I have over in this on my passenger line here, and I'm going to add in another feeder over there. I may also swap out some of my unijoiners, but I am having a problem with my track over here. So on my main line for my freight line that comes down this 2% grade here, my Kato engine keeps stopping right behind this cement factory. So in that little curve back there, it just dies. It'll do a lap, die, do a lap, die, and I have to just give it ever so slightly a little nudge through there. So not quite sure what's going on there. I know I have a feeder in that section, but maybe I'll add another feeder. I'll also replace all the unijoiners in there. So I'm going to get to work on that. I'm also going to add in my Kato magnetic uncouplers in my 2 lanes, my industry track back here. So right where you see that tanker car and those gondolas, I'm going to add those right back in there so we can test those puppies out, see how they work. And yeah, so I'm going to stop talking and get to work. All right, so I went kind of squirrel moment, and I pulled up all the track here, and I taped all the risers, did a little trimming in some areas to so when I want to do the final scenery. I got that here. In here, I'm going to do a retaining wall. So when I build that in, whatever I need to fill in, I'll probably get filled in with some spray foam or whatnot. So I have this all dialed in, or at least I'm calling it dialed in. I added a feeder on this line up here. So I'm still having an issue with that straight piece of track right there. Whenever the engine hits that, it just slows down for whatever reason. That's my problem spot. I haven't added a feeder there. I had a nice kind of derailment here. I lost my patience with my Athearn engine. Um, it just, I don't have a lot of time. So whenever I find myself having the ability to get out here and film, I was trying to run this engine around the track so I can demonstrate one of my issues, and it just was constantly doing its let's go a foot stop, and having to me constantly push it and nudge it. So I got a little frustrated, and I pushed it from behind here, and it derailed. Nothing crazy, but not the proper way, and it derailed. So I was just done with it. So carnage and all, there you go. But let me show you my issue I'm having here. So you can see my Kato coming in here, and it hits this piece of track, and it slows down. And right there, actually, it just stopped. So there's a feeder right there. It just crossed over a feeder, and it's wanting to stop there. I don't know why. Let's see. Now this is where I can't reach it from here. So let me give it a nudge. All right, let's see if I fix the problem. Okay, there it goes. All right, it stumbles over that one piece of track, so I might just pick that one up. That might be a used piece of track. My other issue is with this Kato engine, as it goes over this switch, excuse me, it's been derailing every single time. And I don't know what's causing it. It's only with my Kato, this engine right here. And this has my new upgraded couplers, which has been another source of a headache. But when I switched over to my Athearn, it ran no problem. But with my Kato, it was derailing every single time it went over the frog right here. For whatever reason, I don't know if the trip pin was hanging too low, so I bent it a bunch of different times. I don't know what it is, but right now, of course, on camera, it's not derailing. So that's another issue I have to overcome. But outside of that, I have my programming track has a feeder. And as you can see from here, this is my programming track wire. It's running all the way under my layout. I haven't tightened anything up, obviously, and I don't know if I really ever will, but it's running to its own block. So my next thing, I need to run a wire here to a switch. You guys can recommend a switch that I could use so I can toggle between my main line and my programming track. Please let me know. I'd love to grab one of those switches. Figured it'd be kind of cool. I can mount it right here or something with my wife has a label maker, so I can mainline programming track and do a little switch. So I can do that. And then I need to order a new switch because this one is busted. As you can see, it's pushed up because the metal underneath is toe up, so I got to fix that. I still have not added a feeder over here, and obviously I still need to do the tape on the runner here. But I did get this glued down and this glued down. Of course, I screwed it up in typical me fashion. My wife had called me inside and I was running around, and I didn't realize when I set it down that I left a gigantic gap. So this used to fit flush, but my idiot self, I didn't pay attention when I taped it down, so I got a gap to fill now. Pay attention when you're doing work, because you can screw it up like I typically do. So anyway, I got to fill that gap. I got a gap here I got to fill. So I still want to put a few more feeders, but I got I got something new. So hold on. So I ordered something off eBay. So I can show you what I got here, but yeah, let me cut this open and I'll show you what I purchased, because I had a Ring camera when I used to live in a different area, and I guess there was some kind of settlement with the Ring camera. So I got a little eBay check. So I put it to good use. Let me show you what I got. So I ordered 6 more platforms for my station here. So they're all the same. The 22 171s. So I'm sorry, 23 171s. These are kind of hard to find, especially trying to find them at a reasonable price without outrageous shipping charges. So this eBay seller happened to have, I think he had 8, so I bought 6 of them off of him. So I want to say they were, I don't know, 12. Was it $12 a piece? Let me see. No, they were $13.28 each. So it was $80 plus shipping. So I think it cost me a little over $100, of which 60 to 70% of that was covered by my settlement check. So thank you for that. I'm also planning on being also a little bit naughty. I don't know if any of you are big fans of the Kato. Where is my buddy there? My Kato NW2s, but Kato is re-releasing these, and they're going to be shipping out, I think, around December of this year. And they have Burlington Northern. I'm going to order one of those. I'm going to be naughty. I might even be extra naughty and get the sound one. We'll see. But yeah, so haven't been able to do a lot of work on the layout, as with the weather change, I have had so much work to do on the yard. I was building a garden box. I moved 6,000 pounds of rock, got my irrigation in, and I'm going to be ordering some DG. So probably about 4 yards of DG to spread all over my backyard. So I've been busy. I haven't had a lot of time on the layout, but that will change here soon. But yeah, I want to do a quick little update so you can see where I'm at. I do have a lot of work to do. I'd like to get this painted. I'm almost out of that brown paint, so I have a tan paint next, so I might move to that. We'll see. But then I got to figure out how I can start building this mountain. I was thinking about adding in a little tunnel scene here. Nothing crazy, so it's easy to clean. And I did set up my tunnel portals there. As you can see, my derailment had knocked it down. But those, as you can see there, they're going to be sticking up. So it's going to be like a little bit of a retaining wall. That's just an issue with my height there. I wish I could have planned that out a little bit better, but it's just how it panned out. So anyhow, I'm going to leave it at here, as I'm going out to Reno today. I got some other yard work I have to pick up. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a good one, and check out for my next video here, hopefully soon. We're going to get some more of this stuff glued down and hopefully solve some of my many problems so I can move on to weathering. So anyhow, not weathering, I'm sorry. Scenery. That's the word I was looking for. When I can start doing my scenery. So anyhow, you all have a good one.